Hey guys, welcome back to the Kyle Family Homestead. Today we're going to be harvesting our fall crop of tomatoes. So as you have seen in the previous videos, we've been growing this crop of tomato row here behind us for now. I think we started the seedlings in July, and now it's the first week of November, and they're ready, but they're not ready. And let me explain. So this is our first time growing our tomatoes in the fall here in North Florida. And with gardening and growing things, you tend to learn something every time you grow. At least you should learn something every time you grow. Things you do right, things you do wrong, things you can improve on. Different varieties grow different ways. So that being said, the fall tomato crop is not going exactly the way that I thought it would go, meaning that they're not ripening. So they're ready to be picked because they're not ripening fast. You need heat in order for tomatoes to ripen on the vine. And here in North Florida, the first week in November, the temperatures are really starting to drop here at night and during the day. So yeah, so they're not ripening. So what that means is they're staying on the bush longer than they should, which makes them very susceptible to disease, bugs, and most recently rain. So when you guys know, if you've grown tomatoes, that a lot of water at this late in the stage, it starts cracking the tomatoes. And last night we had one of the hardest rains that we've had in months. It was crazy how much it rained here. We probably got several inches within an hour or two. It was a pretty big downpour. So with that being said, I have to come in here and I have to pick all these tomatoes early, and that means they're still green. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull them. We're gonna take them inside. We're gonna put them in bags, paper bags, and we're gonna set them on the table and keep our fingers crossed that they ripen the right way. Ripen at all, hopefully, because some of them are still really green and they're not the firmness that we like. So we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna try a couple different ways and see which way works the best for us. But I'll bring you in a little bit closer and you can see what I'm talking about the bushes falling over, them still green and cracking. Some of them are cracking even before the rain. But yeah, I'll give you a closer look and show you what we have. All right, this is the final stage of our tomato row. And you can come in here and see, you see this cracking right here? That is only gonna get worse after all of this water we got. You can see the little sting marks here from bugs and the sunshine. The leaves just not looking good from being at an older age. Like I said, these should have been ripened already, and you can see that one's really cracked. So we have to get in here and get all these off before we don't have any tomatoes to pick at all. Now you can also see that the weight of these tomatoes have just pulled some branches down. These 1, 2, and 3, these are heirloom tomatoes, and if you're lucky enough, you get a giant heirloom tomato like this. You can see my hand here behind it's huge. That they weigh the bushes down, even with the Florida weave that we put in. Get on the other side here. You can see that it just fell over from the weight of the tomatoes. So yeah, we have to come in here and get all these out, and I'm gonna lay them all out, and you can see for yourselves how well or how well we didn't do with our fall tomato crop. You guys see the size of that tomato. Just absolutely huge. Perfect. Not all of them are perfect. You can see this is the problem we're having. All right, so we've gotten a couple bowlfuls now that they had the right firmness to them. You could feel it. If it's rock hard and still green, there's a really good chance that those tomatoes are not gonna ripen off the vine. But if you squeeze them and they got a good firmness to them, and you know, the skin's a little bit pliable, and they're starting to turn, there's a turning point where they are a really deep hue of green, where they start lightening up. That's the point where you know it's okay to pull a green tomato, and it will ripen, should ripen just fine. But if it's too green and too hard, there's a pretty good chance that that's not going to ripen. And I'm finding that throughout these throughout the bushes here, throughout the plants, that, you know, like this one here that I've just pulled, it's still really firm, but you could see it's starting to see the darker green on the bottom, and the top starting to turn a little bit. It's turning the right color and going the right shade of green, but it's still hard, and that worries me that that we're just not going to get it to turn red on the counter. We're going to see. This is all an experiment here, guys. I'm really going to take a gamble here. I'm going through all these tomatoes, and they are not ready. They're not where I want them to be. So I'm in a weird spot here. I don't know if I should pull them all off and, you know, not chance them cracking and bugs getting them at this late in the stage, or, you know, pull them and risk them being not at the spot where we need to pull them and have a chance of them ripening on the counter. So I'm not sure what to do. So I picked a good handful. I probably picked maybe, I'm gonna guess 30 pounds of tomatoes. I'll show you here in a second. I didn't even pick a quarter of the tomatoes that are on the plants. But I think I'm gonna gamble and leave them on there. I'm gonna try to leave them on there for a few more days to see if, you know, if we can get some more, a little bit more ripe to pick. Now we do have, for the next 5 days, a forecast in the mid 80s. So fingers crossed that helps. After this 5-day forecast, we do have 2 or 3 days of rain scheduled. So I definitely have to pick them before that rain hits. But yeah, I think I'm gonna gamble and leave them out here over the next 4 or 5 days and see if that 80-degree weather will help turn them just a little bit more. Yeah, it's a weird spot. Fall tomatoes, all new ball game to me. I'm definitely taking a lot of notes for next year if I decide to grow fall tomatoes again. Yeah, it's tricky to pick or not to pick. You know, you guys leave a comment down below what you should do, what you think I should have done. And if you've had success ripening tomatoes off the plant, let me know. All right, we're gonna pick some of these cherry tomatoes. We also have some pear tomatoes here as well. I don't like them. This is the first time growing and trying them. My wife liked them. I didn't care for them too much. Literally shaped like a little mini pear. The flesh is like a pear, and to me there's not a whole lot of flavor. The texture's just weird. The rind is a little bit thicker. Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan, so I may not grow these again. If the better half wants me to grow them and she likes them that much, I'll obviously grow them for her, but not a fan at all. And a negative about these things is I would say 90% of them on this bush, I don't know if you can see that, the camera picks up, are split. I mean, they split fast. So I don't really like that. Like you can see that, that's not even worth keeping, it's mushy. That's after, this wasn't like this yesterday. So that's after a really heavy rain, less than 12 hours ago, and it's already split. I should have given that to the chickens. They would have liked it, that's for sure. All right, these are Everglades, and we have a ton of these ready. There are also some of the Sun Golds mixed in here as well. I think at some point we may dry a bunch of these Everglades tomato seeds, and I don't know, maybe offer them up to folks that are on our YouTube channel and Instagram page, you know, if they want to try them. They're definitely worth trying for sure. And yeah, maybe something we do in the near future. It's just such a pain drying these seeds. Tomato seeds in general are small seeds, but you get this little guy right here and you try to dry the seeds of that, it's just it's not fun. So yeah, it may be something we try. If it is something you guys would like to try, you know, leave us a comment down below. If, you know, if we have some interest in it, maybe we'll do that. We're gonna go ahead and get all these picked, and I'll show you the bowl full, hopefully full, when I'm done. All right, this is what we've harvested today. Take a look at that, guys. That's half of a 15-gallon tote. You know, these suckers they're just huge. They're gorgeous, gorgeous tomatoes. And these are the cherry tomatoes that we just harvested. They're absolutely beautiful as well. Look at all these. Beautiful. Not sure what we're gonna do with these. We might freeze a lot of these cherries. But yeah, we're gonna let you know the progress of these and how they turn out. This is the harvest we wanted to share with you guys. So you can see we still have some green ones in here. These were just picked today. And the red ones here that are already ripened, those are the ones that we actually put in the box and close the box and let the box sit for a week. I know that tomatoes will ripen well sitting on a windowsill, but we had too many to do that with, obviously, as you can see on the table. So we chose the box method, and it did work really good for us. The green ones here we're not gonna process. We're gonna put those back in the box and let them ripen up over the next week. But the red ones we are gonna process today into tomato sauce and crushed tomatoes, and we're gonna put them in a freezer. So we're really happy with this harvest, and we're super excited to share this with everybody on our YouTube channel. And if you haven't grown fall tomatoes in your area, if you're able to, I would definitely give it a shot. Okay, y'all, this concludes our tomato fall harvest and growing season. We hope you enjoyed what we were able to show you guys with the fall harvest. It was super fun, and we'll definitely do it again. Maybe not next year, but we'll definitely grow a crop of fall tomatoes in the future. There was a lot learned from it, and I think we can improve on some stuff the next time we grow. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. We're not gonna video the rest of the tomatoes being harvested. Like I said, there isn't a ton left. You know, we may have 40 or 50 tomatoes left on the plants, and as soon as we pull those off, I'm just gonna go ahead and rip the whole entire plant out of the ground and burn them. So yeah, if you guys do have tomato plants and you compost, don't just cut the plant off of the ground, and don't leave the plant in the ground and in the spot that you grew them in to decompose. Get them things out of there and get them as far away from the garden as you can, because there are a lot of fungal spores and just bad stuff that is hereditary with older tomato plants that will get back into your soil and be a problem for you later on in your growing season. So tomatoes and peppers, I don't compost. I get those two completely out of there and, you know, get rid of them. So until then, you guys, I appreciate you guys watching the Kyle Family Homestead channel, and we'll see you next time.